Hardy.
Mike on. The Gibraltar Zoning Board of Appeals meeting is now called to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Secretary, please read the roll.
Harris,
Present.
Markham, McCarthy,
Here.
Olson,
Here.
Tefend, Eager.
Here.
So we'll need a motion to excuse Mr. Markham and Mr. Tefend.
A motion. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We'll need a motion for the approval of the agenda, or from the meeting last month, the previous, from the 26th of March.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
I did.
Who made the motion?
I made the motion to approve.
Who seconded?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. All right,
And we just need a motion to approve this afternoon's agenda. I went out of order, but sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve this afternoon's agenda.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Under new business today, we have Mr. Novak at 14400 Navarre. Would like to get a variance for the construction of an addition to his garage. I have to tell you, we have 4 members, so in order to approve the variance, we're going to need 4 yes votes. You know, if you want to come back, you have that opportunity, but that's where we're at. Okay, so if you want to step up and tell us what you'd like to do.
Yeah, so now you guys received a copy of the variance application, right?
Yes.
But did you also get a copy of the building permit application, or no? Do they normally,
Yeah, it's here. It's in the packet.
so yes, hopefully you've got some of the drawings that my
Yeah,
builder
yeah,
prepared?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So my situation, and I tried to explain it the best I could in the ZBA application. I've lived in the house since 2002, 2003. I think it's 2002 I actually moved in. Since that time, my basement's flooded 4 or 5 times. So after the first time it flooded, I'm guessing it was 2 years after I moved in, I took a lot of the stuff that I had in the basement, moved it outside, put it up in the attic of the garage. And I started accumulating things more and more over time. I noticed after about 4 or 5 years that the peak of the roof was starting to sag, because the garage really wasn't made for that, of course. So took a bunch of stuff back out, put it back down in the basement, and lo and behold, it flooded again a couple years later. So I've been doing this dance for 20 years now, where I take stuff out of the garage, or out of the basement, thinking everything's good, put it in the garage, and then back and forth. So I have this situation that I need to correct it, basically, where I can store things above the attic in the garage. So that's really where this stems from. The plans that I submitted to the building department, show typical 8-foot walls. Want to put a regular floor like you'd have in the second story of a house that's suitable for 20 pounds per square foot of loading on it, and then just enough room above it where I could walk up there. So that the one drawing, I think it's maybe the 3rd drawing in that building application packet, or maybe it's the last one, shows a cross-section view where I'd have the 8-foot walls, 2x8 floor, and then 7 foot just to the bottom of the collar tie in the middle. So that leaves me just enough room to maybe put a light fixture there and still have 6'8" of clearance to walk underneath, just down the middle. So my builder thought that was about the minimum that we could go. That came out to I should put my glasses on. That comes out to the 6'10", overall height to the peak. So that's what I'm asking for, is 6'10". I could probably squeeze by with a little bit less, but I wouldn't have much room to walk up there. And that's what I'm looking for. I said I know I recall from years past that, you know, the three things that you look for in granting a variance is to have a hardship or some unique circumstance. I can hardly say that having too much stuff is a hardship, but not being able to store it in my basement, I think, is where, you know, where that fits into me. That's what's unique, or that's the hardship for me. I think I'm also a little bit unique in that I'm back up to the field there, back up to the Border Patrol area, to the baseball field. I really only have one neighbor. That neighbor's in support of, you know, doing this. And I don't think that anything that I do here, as far as, you know, adjusting that height, is going to have any impact on any of the other neighbors, you know, because of that. I did have a couple of pictures. I don't know if anybody got a chance to see, if you guys had a chance to go by them, but I do have a couple of pictures if you wanted me to pass them around.
I see the building, or the drawings right here. I mean, the pictures are probably cosmetic. They're probably gorgeous. I mean, the builder's not gonna go and slap some.
Oh, no, I'm in existing, as far as existing pictures. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's what is it, a two-car garage now?
It's a two-car garage now.
What is it, 20 by?
It's
18?
20 by 20, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not changing. So the footprint of the garage is not changing, is not changing. And actually, one of the things that's always bothered me about the garage is that the gable right now, I kind of call it a reverse gable now, to where the wall bears overneath the garage door. So I'm going to pick that up and turn it around to where the gable goes the other way, so it's not bearing over the garage door. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is, you know, turn that around, and then it's an add-on, you know, knee wall of about 4 feet. The plans also show on both sides a dormer, basically an expanded dormer, just to give more room there, more height, you know, clearance in the attic for walking around and for storing stuff up there.
And this is, I mean, there's no plans to run plugs or make this anything other than storage.
Correct, right. I mean, I have wiring up there now for the lights, and I do the same thing, just so I'd have a light, probably two, not fluorescent lights, but LED lights, whatever you want to call them, shop lights, running down the middle of that, underneath that collar tie.
What's the current height of the garage?
The current height, I think, is 13 feet. I don't know if he shows that on there. I believe it's 13 feet, because it's a 412 pitch, so, you know, it's roughly 8 foot. Actually, it's probably only 12.6. Yeah.
As we talked about earlier, you know, the height of these accessory buildings is kind of becoming an issue
Yeah.
around town, and last month's was, you know, just bad luck. It's, when the garages start getting bigger than the houses, it becomes a problem.
Right.
I mean, could you, kick the knee walls up a little bit and come down on the height a little bit? You know, it would change the pitch of your roof, but I'm kind of thinking if, you know, I understand you want to walk through there, I get it. But somehow we could kind of get it down a little bit, and that was my thought, is increase the knee wall and then decrease our pitch on the roof.
Yeah, I don't know how much more it would drop. It's already a 412 now. What's the minimum? Is the minimum 312? I think it could probably be a 312. But that would probably only take out, well, it'd be almost a foot, it's 20 foot wide, so,
Yeah, I mean, could you live with the, I mean, you know, you need 22 inches. You need a variance for 22 inches. Because
yeah, you were correct, yeah, right.
you know, if we could, discuss maybe just going, 12 inches, and maybe increasing the, the knee wall to give you a little more room.
Yeah, I was even, thinking about it on the way here, it's a 7-foot clearance right now. If you allowed a little room for a light, 3 or 4 inches for a light, that's still 6'9". I really only need, 6'3". I could drop 6 inches off of that knee wall and still be able to walk underneath these lights. So, I mean, I could take 6 inches out of the knee wall and get it down. That would be a bare minimum for me to walk underneath it. And then leave the same pitch. I think, the one issue I think is that if I flatten the pitch out more, that collar tie is gonna have to come down a little bit, to make, because once that flattens out, then that collar tie is gonna have to come in lower just to get it below the ridge.
Yeah.
So even though I might pick up a foot by doing that, I'm gonna lose probably 4 inches because that collar tie is gonna have to come down a little bit further. So I won't get that same clearance, the headroom there.
You didn't have any documentation from your neighbor at all to say he didn't have a problem, or?
No, I didn't. No, he asked me if he needed to come. I says, no, normally if you don't like it, you need to come.
Yeah.
So,
It,
1 foot 10 inches is a tough call, right? It's like, I mean, 22 inches total, right? Like,
yeah, 22 inches.
yeah, 1 foot 10 inches, that's, it's like,
yeah,
you're putting us in a bad spot, too.
yeah, and I have my own doubts about being that tall. It's a fairly small yard, and I don't really, it's taller than I'd like to go, but it is just that practicality sense where I want to be able to at least walk up there, because that's what I deal with now, is crawling on my knees up there. I mean, in addition to the structural problems, just crawling around on my knees is not much fun. So that's what I was really hoping to do, is just get someplace where I could stand up and,
So if we ended up going 16 foot, right,
16 foot even,
even, that would give you
it'd give me 6'2" underneath that collar tie in the middle.
you can get some flat lighting.
Yeah, or recess,
Or
couldn't recess
you could
that.
recess it. but-
Well, actually, I
Well, you
could, because it's not-
You've got that, you've got that area.
Offset it in between
Yeah.
the rafters. Yeah, I could, so it would come down right even with that collar tie.
I'll buy you a hard hat.
What's that?
I'll buy you a hard
My
hat.
hard hat, yeah. I wouldn't have any room to wear it.
So that would,
Well, guys, it's one
I
of
mean,
those.
That would make it an even 16 foot? Is that what?
Well, that's what I was kind of,
Yeah, so if it came down, like I said, you might have to duck an inch.
Yeah. Well, I still wouldn't have to crawl on my knees. I mean, so honestly, it still serves my purpose. I wouldn't be able to stand up tall, but at least I could duck. That's a lot better than crawling. I mean, anything would be, better than that, so.
'Cause I fully understand you spend all this money, you're rebuilding the garage, but there's also
Right.
codes
Right.
for a reason, and we've tried to talk
Yeah.
about that a few times here.
No, for sure.
so I mean, if we did a variance not to exceed 16 feet in height
Yeah.
with no neighbor opposition, hardship being the flooding,
It's hard to argue that one.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a mess. It's, I mean, it's reasonable. I mean, it's,
It's kind of meeting in the middle.
yeah, we, trying to, just our problem is that next month, somebody will say, well, the guy over on the bar,
2, 3, 4, like, you guys approved him, why
That's
not
the same thing I did.
me?
I went around and seen
Yeah.
who else already had a garage over 15 feet.
Well, and you know what's funny about that is I personally tried to build a tall garage too, and Trenton shut me down immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately at the time, and I went around and pointed out a couple people, and Trenton was like, that's illegal, no permit, no permit. Good luck when they sell their house.
Yeah.
They need an inspection by the city. Now, that's your forever home, cool, but some people, it's not, maybe and then, of course, last month was a little bit of a, and then their timing is like, man, it's just making us look like we're ready to approve all these guys to build it. And then next thing you know, we're literally looking like Royal Oak with garages that are 2 stories, and then people start renting them out. And so that's what it really turns into, all that. That's why those codes were written. But
Slippery slope.
yeah,
The only one that I could remember for sure was, it was Roger Benio's garage. And I remember, I was here at the time, so it was probably 2002.
Where was he at?
He's on Stoflet.
Oh, in 2002, I could have wrote you a mortgage, though, with no documentation
Oh,
whatsoever.
but he actually got a variance.
Variance.
Yeah, he
Okay.
came in and got a variance. So he's over by the community center not on Stoflet, I'm sorry, he's on Navarre. He's on my street. That's all, this is great. He's on the same street as me, but he's, a block down. He's like, second house off the corner, third house off the corner from South Jib, from the curve on Navarre. And he's got a big backyard. And actually, he kind of benefits because his backyard slopes down.
Oh,
So even though he's got a 17 or 18-foot tall garage,
Sure.
it's
It
2
looks
foot-
like it's lower,
It looks
yeah.
like it's lower. It looks like it's,
yeah.
Just like the guy on South Jib, Driv, when you're leaving out of town, and you look over and his garage is the size of 6 houses.
yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, I want that garage.
So if we can get this thing down to 16, reasonable, middle of the road. That's,
I mean, I'd like to see it 6 foot at the max, because then I know for a fact you ain't gonna have anybody living in there, but I'm not gonna sit here and beat you up over 2 inches. You know what I mean? So I'm with these guys. I mean, I'm with these guys. These guys are smart enough to make the decision. We talked about it a little ahead of time. We just don't want it to get out of control with this stuff.
exactly.
So I'm in favor if you guys.
You want to make a motion?
Ready to rule.
So the motion would be to grant a variance for the construction of an addition to his garage with the height not to exceed 16 feet.
Okay. Yep, I'll grant him, or make a motion for that, not to exceed 16 feet for the building of the revision of the garage.
And we
Also
had
with-
no neighbor opposition.
Here a second?
I'll second.
Secretary, you want to read the roll?
Harris?
Yes.
McCarthy?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Eager?
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Okay,
You got
thanks.
your variance.
You got a little bit of work to do. You gotta have them draw it up again.
Yeah, and redraw it, right?
That's nothing.
So I'll figure out whether we take it out of the pitch or take it out of
Yeah,
the
whatever you
wall,
want to do.
one way or the
Yeah,
other.
just, if you can make it look nice, that's always appreciated.
Okay, yep, for sure. Yeah, we didn't get any written objection from any neighbors, did you?
I did not.
I assume that would have been at the,
We would have known that, yeah.
okay, cool, all right, thanks a lot. guys.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Any unfinished business?
No, remember this was the unfinished business. This is what we're serving today is the unfinished
There's,
business.
No public comment, no referred. Just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn for the day.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
I was doing yard work and my wife goes, didn't you say 4:30? And I go, you were supposed to come get me out of the yard. She goes, I totally looked at the clock at 4:30.